Well, Elon Musk is vowing to expose Twitter's history of censorship, insisting, quote, the Twitter files on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened.
And a lot of critics, including the White House, not too happy with Mr. Musk.
We have always been very clear and that when it comes to social media platforms, it is their responsibility to make sure that when it comes to misinformation, when it comes to the hate that we're seeing, that they take action. Again, we're all keeping a close eye on this. We're all monitoring what's currently occurring.
Fox & Friends Weekend co-host Will Cain. Will, why is everyone so upset that Elon Musk is going to be transparent?
That's a great question, Brian, because I thought it was a deep American cultural principle to believe in free speech. Listening to Karine Jean-Pierre right there, you know, we could say, first of all, that's more than disappointing. That's dangerous. So the First Amendment of the United States Constitution is there to protect us from government censorship. Now, we're yet to find out, and hopefully Elon Musk will help us know what role the government played in conducting this regime of censorship on big tech. But beyond that, Brian, I'm concerned, as you said, so many people, I mean, shockingly, journalists who have embraced the idea of censorship. I mean, it's one of the most concerning things about modern American culture that we have distanced ourselves. We have walked away from one of our founding values culturally. Even if the government had no involvement, why are we so willing to shut each other up? The rest of the world does that. The rest of the world doesn't care about free speech the way that we do in America. What happened to America?
Yeah, it is a slippery slope. We're seeing what's happening in China. Their state media won't even report on the riots.
Iran?
Because, yeah, in Iran, too. And we had a lady on yesterday from Mao's Revolution. She grew up in that era, and she said, this could happen in America. It is a slippery slope, and we have to be careful.
And here's why. So we know that it's already happened, Ainsley, to some extent. That's why it's so important that Elon Musk release what he's calling the Twitter files, because we need to know what happened in the past. We need to know how our minds were manipulated, who was turned up, who was turned down, who was turned off. I think it is, as he says, important to restoring public trust. So it's important to know what's happened in our past, but I think it's equally as important now to know what's happening in our present, because it's not just Twitter. And this cultural antagonism towards free speech is revealed in the way Apple has responded to Elon Musk. So it makes you go, okay, well, what is Apple doing? What are they doing on their podcast platform? Who are they turning down? Who are they turning up? How about Google? I mean, does anybody, the four of us, does anybody believe that Google's search results aren't run through some type of misinformation filter? I don't. I mean, I'm 100% confident that Google is turning up what they think is right and turning down what they think is wrong. And so it's what's happening in our present, not just on Twitter, but throughout big tech.
Sure. Well, you know, first of all, Twitter is a private company. They can do anything they want, and the First Amendment does not apply to a private company. But here's the thing. What Elon Musk probably will reveal is that people perhaps align with Joe Biden when he was running for president, somehow coordinated the message with Twitter. Who were these people? But the big question is, once that's revealed on Twitter, Will, who's going to cover it other than us?
Twitter. It's going to be revealed on Twitter and on Fox News. You're exactly right, Steve. Everyone will self-censor. Well, you know, I'm going to assume it's self-censor, but you're exactly right. Look, I appreciate you highlighting the definition and the purpose of the First Amendment for protection against government suppression and censorship. And I think that what we will see is that the government did play a role in at least highly encouraging, you know, I don't know if we're just talking about the carrot, but probably the stick as well, censorship and private enterprise. But, Steve, I do not think we should just sweep under the rug the idea that because you're a private business, you can embrace censorship. I think it's equally concerning that private businesses believe so heavily now in censorship. I mean, just culturally, once again, college students coming out today not believing in free speech. People walking around that believe they don't have to win the battle of ideas, they need to shut up their opponent. I'm as concerned. Maybe not, maybe government censorship here, but right under that, cultural censorship is very, very concerning.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.